There are a bunch of resources out there about preparing for the PL-100, but there is nothing out there that actually talks about renewing your exam because, as I'm sure you know, it expires after a year. And if you're like me, you want to know what to expect before you take your renewal exam. Fortunately, you can take a breath because you'll see that the renewal process is nowhere near as stressful as the original exam process. We're gonna cover the test format and questions, how you can immediately see your score, and one super important detail that you need to keep in mind while renewing your exam. For starters, Microsoft does a really good job about reminding you that your certification is expiring soon. They will email you 6 months before your exam actually expires, as well as email you again when it gets closer to expiring. You can see here in my email that this is the reminder that they sent me. You can click on the Renew Your Certification button in the email, and this is going to direct you straight to the screen that you need. You can also get to this screen from your Microsoft Learn profile. It will show you all of your certifications as well as the ones expiring soon there. Something that is nice is that you can see that my exam is scheduled to expire here in September, and right now it is currently June. When I renew this certification, it's going to extend the expiration date 1 year, so September 2025. Because of this, there really is no reason not to renew once you first find the time, because if you unfortunately let this expire, then you're gonna have to go through the entire certification process again, which is absolutely brutal. Okay, so what does the exam actually look like? The renewal process is not proctored. It's completely open book. There's no lockdown browsers that you have to use. I can't lie, it feels weird how informal the renewal certification process is compared to the certification process. But nonetheless, this is the experience, and you are gonna get 25 questions. These questions are taken from a test bank, so if you have to take your renewal certification multiple times, you are not going to get the exact same questions every time. There's really only a couple of question formats. They can be either multiple choice or they can be select all that apply. So for an example, say there were 5 options and it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of them. Also, something to note is Microsoft does state that there's a 45-minute time limit. I will say, I don't think I even really got close to hitting the 45-minute time limit, but just something that you should be aware of. And this is probably a good time to mention that you'll see on the screen that there is a timer here, but mine just sat at 0000 the entire time. So I didn't really feel like testing out if the 45-minute timer is true or not. Nonetheless, it says there's a 45-minute timer, so just be aware of that. Once you're feeling ready to go, you can go ahead and select the Renew Your Exam button. There's no additional sign-in or identification stuff required. I'm not necessarily gonna show my questions, so I'm gonna blur them out, but like I said, this is open note, open book. So feel free to use your resources available to you. Also, a super important thing to know is that you actually cannot go back to a previous question while taking the exam. Once you select next to go to the next question, your previous question's answer is final. I personally like to check my work, but for whatever reason, this is how Microsoft is rolling. After your 25th question, you can go ahead and hit submit. And hopefully you will be greeted with this screen here. Microsoft will notify you with an email as well of your certification renewal. Also, hitting this see results button is going to allow you to see how you kind of did regarding the different topics covered in the exam. You can see if you were really strong in one area or not strong in another. One important call out is that you need a 60% in order to pass, or effectively 15 of the 25 questions correct. Also, do not worry if you did not pass. If you do not pass, it shows you again a screen very similar to this see your results. So if necessary, you can look at some of the categories that you may feel weaker in and practice those before taking your renewal exam. Also, I'm unsure about how many attempts you actually get for the renewal exam, but if you happen to not pass on your first time, don't tell anyone, but I have definitely failed a renewal certification, so don't sweat it. But you can literally just go back to the first screen here and select the Take Your Renewal Exam button again. As I mentioned, you can see here on this screen that my certification is now extended through September of 2025. Now, if you are thinking to yourself that you want to learn more about the Power Platform or get into low-code, no-code software development, then I want to personally invite you to sign up for this completely free, self-paced course that's going to teach you everything you need to know to begin developing in the Microsoft Power Platform today. It's going to cover a lot of things that will prepare you well for the PL-100 initially and any of the content there. If you're interested in learning more, be sure to follow the first link in the description down below, and also be sure to use code YouTube at checkout to get the course for absolutely free. This will give you immediate access to all of the content in the course. And there you have it. This is truly all you need to know about renewing your PL-100. I'd recommend you check out this video here for more Power Platform stuff on the channel. Thank you guys for sticking to end the video. My name is Griffin Lickfeld, the host of Citizen Developer, and I'm excited to connect with you guys in the next one.